having a good time? Oh, yeah. Did you leave the ship at all? Did you stay on board, or what did you do? Did you go somewhere? Did you watch Dark Match? Yes. Thank you guys once again for being here. It's been such a great time. It's hard to believe that it's the third day already. We're starting to head back to Miami. We still got lots of fun, lots of good stuff coming up, and this is going to be a fun one. Ladies and gentlemen, here today for Talk is Jericho, Ernest the Cat Miller. Yeah, man, this is great because literally I was just watching you a few minutes ago doing a dance contest with James Brown in WCW. You gotta let's just jump right into it, Ernest. Tell us the story about you and James Brown and how that all came to be.
Man, listen, being with James Brown in the ring was the second best thing I ever done. The first thing was being with you.
Nice.
That's y'all can tell I can kiss his ass.
That's good, smart man.
Yeah, but James Brown, man, being with James Brown, man, was something super, man, great, man. You know, I grew up watching James Brown. I grew up dancing like him, you know, from about 6, 7 years old. So when I heard that it's a possibility that James Brown be working with me in the ring, and the first thing I said, can you put a towel or a cape on me? He said, what are you talking about? I said, it's the thing you do. He kind of cape you. He said, well, the money we paying, he'll do anything we wanted to do. So I said, okay then. Once I hit my knee, I want James Brown to put the cape on me. James Brown put the cape on me, and I didn't know how much that meant until I started reading about it. It said he's only done it one time for one other person. That was Michael Jackson.
Wow.
So, you know, I still got the capes at home, and, you know, people was trying to get them from me, but I said, no, I'm keeping these things.
Yeah, that was his gimmick, and he was doing it with you, right?
Yeah.
What was he like backstage? Did you talk to him at all, or was it one of those things you just saw him in the ring?
I talked to him a little bit backstage. Huge wrestling fan, which I didn't know. Huge wrestling fan, and he just loved, listen, Jay Brown was just an entertainer. And as you know this, if you're an entertainer, you can entertain in anything that you do.
Right.
So he understands it, he get it, you know. So when he came in, listen, when I first started doing the James Brown gimmick, I had to signal everybody to be in place. Come, time to put my cape on, you know?
Right.
Okay, hit my music, turn my music off. But James Brown came to the ring, we did not discuss anything. But when James Brown came into the ring, the first thing I used to do is say, turn my James Brown music off so I can talk to the fans. Well, talk about the fans. And they'll cut the music. But when James Brown came, the music was loud, man, and the fans were dancing, they was into it. The fans was into it. So when James Brown got in the ring, I wanted to thank him for coming and do all this stuff. So I said, turn my James Brown music off. James grabbed my mic and said, play my music, man, play my music. And the music kept playing, man, and everything we didn't practice. He just knew the mark.
Right, of course. Like you said, a seasoned entertainer. And what was the reason for that in the first place?
Just something to do.
Okay.
You know, we had, at that time, you know, they were giving us a little freedom to work and to work the crowd and try new things. And they said, hey, who do you want to work with? You're doing such a great job. Who do you want to work with? I said Muhammad Ali or is it James Brown? And they said, okay, let's see who we can get here first. So they got James Brown in there. And it was great. And this was the fun part. So I didn't think the guys in the locker room were going to get it, you know?
Right.
But as soon as the match was over, I walked through the locker room feeling good. I walked through the curtain, came back. The first person I ran into was Sting. And you know how Sting, he's like, that was great. That's probably the best thing on the pay-per-view. And I walked away and I looked back, I'm like, what the? Did he mean that? Or was it, they said, no, he just like that.
Yeah.
You know, real easy going. But when he told me, he said, that's a pretty good thing. Fun watching it. I said, okay.
No, it was amazing to watch. And once again, like you said, being wanting to work with James Brown and with Muhammad Ali, that was your character, was the perfect combination of those two personalities.
And you know, people ask me, say, how did you come up with that? When I first got into wrestling, I didn't know what I was going to do. As you know, I was a karate champion. I played a little pro football. I knew nothing about wrestling.
Right.
And you know, and next thing you know, I'm sitting in a locker room, catering, looking at Hulk Hogan, Chris Jericho, Disco Inferno, Hogan. I'm looking at all these guys, and I'm like, man, what the hell am I doing here? You know, I should be in a karate school somewhere. But being with you guys also was like being in school with a bunch of smart people. Because if I didn't understand what they were giving me, if they say, hey, Cat, go out there and do this. Like Tara Taylor sometimes just said, go do this, Cat. I'm like, I don't know what to do. But I had guys like you guys that I come to and say, okay, how do I do this? And you guys just suggest, hey, try this.
Right.
So a bunch of smart guys to support me.
Well, I remember too, like when you come into the wrestling business from another sport and don't know the business, a lot of times guys would get heat for that because they just didn't know any better. Maybe they didn't quite respect it. People always liked you because you had such a great personality.
Oh no, I had a great kick.
A great kick. I had to like you would knock them out, right?
No, you're right.
But I mean, you had a great personality because you didn't know what you were doing, nor should you, because you got brought in and put in a really big position right out of the gate.
And you know, I went to a show last Monday and I saw Steven Regal. And Regal is the kind of person, he loves, like people don't know, he loved Motown.
Yes.
You know, every time you sing, he was like, hey, Cat, come here, Cat, come here.
Yeah.
And he'd start singing some Motown song. Like,
what is
that?
Soul music too.
Yeah, I was like, what is that? I was like, I don't know. But he knew the name of every song. So anyway, we became friends. So he saw me backstage last Monday, and he came up to me and said, Cat, listen, you've always been a good guy, and I really like you. He said, he said, although you probably could have kicked anybody as you wanted to in the locker room, you never act like that. You was always a good guy. And what I try to do is this right here. I even do it today. I practice this. If I say hello to you today, every time you see me, I'm going to say hello the same way. So I tried not to change. I wanted to be that person that you seen yesterday, the last time. I wanted to be that person again. Because I hate those people who, they fine today, then next time you see them, they don't speak to you. So,
right.